Hi, good morning. Today's topic is Advanced TDS Tax Deducted at Source. The concept of TDS was introduced in the Income Tax Act 1961 with the objective of deducting the tax on an income at the source of the income. It is a direct tax collected from the person at the time of payments like commission or brokerage, fees for technical services, interest, deemed dividend, etc. Then the TDS which is deducted is transferred to the government account. For example, Dakshin Electronics Private Limited is making payment for advertising services to MMADD agency. So in such a case, Dakshin Electronics Private Limited needs to deduct TDS before making a payment to MMADD agency is the source of income. Basic concept of TDS. In this section, we will understand TDS applicability and terminology of TDS. Number one is applicability. TDS will be deducted at source based on the rate defined in the Income Tax Act. The recipient of the income tax received the net amount after reducing TDS. The need to add the gross amount to his income and the amount of TDS is adjusted against his final tax liability. The recipient takes the credit of the amount already deducted and paid on his behalf. TDS is deducted on the fulfillment of the below given conditions. Condition number 1. The assessees who are covered under section 44AB of the Income Tax Act, including individuals and HUF, running a business and deducting TDS at the time of payment or credit, whichever is earlier, against the following type of recipients or deductees. Number 1 is individuals or HUF resident, individuals or HUF non-resident, Hindu undivided family, body of individuals, association of persons, company resident, company non-resident, cooperative society resident, cooperative society non-resident, local authority, partnership firm, artificial juridical person and government. And condition number 2, the nature of payment should belongs to any one of the following list. Number 1 is interest on securities, deemed dividend under section 2 subsection 22E, interest other than interest on securities, interest on infrastructure debt fund, interest payable by government or Indian concern in foreign currency, etc. Next is TDS process. So let us understand the TDS process from the following example and a diagram. For example is Dakshin Electronics Private Limited receives a bill of 1,20,000 from an architect TG Architect Company for planning out their interiors. Dakshin Electronics Private Limited needs to deduct the TDS at the rate 7.5% for making the payment to architect TG Architect Company as the amount is crossing the TDS exemption limit. Here they have given me one note. The note says that the TDS rate from 1st April 2020 till 13th May 2020 is 10% and from 14th May 2020 till 31st March 2021 rate is reduced to 7.5%. So here the explanation of TDS process are: deductor will book the expense and deduct TDS and make the balance payment to deductee. Deductor remits the TDS amount into bank treasury. Bank treasury remit the amount to the government account. Deductor issue form number 16A to deductee for the TDS amount deducted. And deductor files the e-TDS to NSDL. Next, NSDL uploads the e-TDS information to the Income Tax Department. amount deducted will be credited into the income tax account of the deductee, and the same can be verified in form number 26AS and deduct the amount reflecting in form number 26AS against their income tax liability while filing their return. So they have given me one note regarding form number 16A. Form number 16A is issued by the deductor on the TDS deducted from deductee on the income from other sources other than salary. Now, the next is what is TAN. TAN is the tax deduction and collection account number. It is a 10-digit alphanumeric character issued by the income tax department to all persons deducting tax at source. TAN has to be quoted in all relevant challans, tax deduction certificate, TDS return and other notified documents. To obtain TAN, the person or organization is required to apply in Form 49B to the TAN Facilitation Center of NSDL. The format of TAN is BLR T56767G. Next is what is PAN. PAN is a permanent account number. It is a 10-digit alphanumeric character allotted by the income tax department to all the taxpayers whose income is taxable. The format of PAN is ASDCC1234A. Who has to deduct the tax? The following person making the payments to third parties are required to deduct tax at the source. The following persons making the payments to third parties are required to deduct tax at the source. Number 1 is individuals in HUFs, body of individuals, association of persons, association of person, trust. Next is local authority, central and state government, firm, company, artificial juridical person, central government, autonomous body, state government, statutory body and branch and division of company. Next is TDS rates. TDS rates are fixed by the government against each TDS nature of payment, and these rates will be changed, altered every financial year by the government. And the deductor, the one who is deducting the tax, need to deduct the TDS as per the latest rates. Exemption limit. Exemption limit is the limit set by the government for most of the TDS nature of payments. For example, the exemption limit for fees for professional services is 30,000 per annum and TDS rate is 10%. If the company is receiving the bill towards professional services for 25,000 per annum, then the TDS should not be deducted on the amount of 25,000. Because the amount is not crossing the exemption limit of 30,000, it is coming under the exemption. TDS calculation when exemption limit is crossed. If the company is receiving the bill for fees for professional services for 50,000, then the TDS at the rate 10% needs to be deducted on 50,000 because it is crossing the exemption limit of 30,000. So components used for calculations are given below. For financial year 21 to 22, total value is 50,000. TDS rate is 10% for fees for professional. Exemption limit is 30,000. So in this case, TDS amount will be 5,000. That is total value into TDS rate. And the payable amount to the service provider and deductible will be 45,000. That is total value minus TDS deducted. So that's it for this video. I hope you understood all the theoretical information regarding TDS very carefully. I'll get back to you in next video. Stay tuned with me. Thank you so much.